everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Omotola. If you're new here, you are welcome. Please consider subscribing and remember to click on that bell notification icon. That way you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is at least once every week. I also have a Telegram group here, and it is dedicated entirely to healthcare content, and also people talk about the study route as well. So if you're looking to come into the UK, you might want to check on the link in the description box. It will take you to the Telegram group. Sanibonani, Wamikelekele Nonke. I welcome all of you back into the channel. I hope I'm not murdering my Zulu. I know my Zulu was trash when I was there. But please just manage me as I am. You guys, this video. I have been posting it, but I think I'm finally ready to talk about it. Alright, guys. Where did we start from? The reason why I left South Africa after almost 9 years, you guys. Where do I begin from? All right, let's start from the beginning. Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt your viewing, but I just have to bring this matter to you. Ileero Remit are the sponsors of this segment of this video. Now, who is Ileero Remit? Let me explain. They're a money transfer company, and they have reached out to bring you this amazing way for how we work in this UK and then send our money to our home countries. Now, this is for our people here in Nigeria, in Ghana, and India, and they recently launched in South Africa. So, South Africa, where are you? My Nigerians in South Africa, Ghanaians in South Africa, other nationals in South Africa, you want to send money back to your home country. This is the solution. All you have to do, click on the link in the description box, download the app. Now, this is where it gets better. The app supports Android and iOS devices, so everybody is covered in this matter. No fighting in the comment section. Alright, so as soon as you download the app and fill in some of the contact details and information that you need to successfully fill in and complete it, as soon as that is done, my people, you are guaranteed and ready for quick and easy transfers, some of the best exchange rates on the market, you know, cash back in some cases. And when you use my referral code, people, when you use my referral code, you are guaranteed some referral bonuses. I mean, please, why will you want to do without referral code? So once you use my referral code, which is Tola Lusi, it will be on your screen. Please make use of that code and qualify for some exceptional discounts. Also, you are guaranteed recipient validation as well. You are also guaranteed multiple payment delivery methods. So please, guys, with all these and more other orishirishis that are embedded in that app, you guys are in for a treat. Now, this is the sweatless way for how you will work and then transfer your money back home. You guys, stop going through the corners. This is the straight way. So thank you to Ileero Remit for sponsoring this segment of the video. Guys, click on the link in the description box, use my referral code, and start getting the best value for your money. Well, let's continue with the rest of today's video. So to start the story, we can't but talk about how I came into South Africa. I came into South Africa in October 19, 2013. I came to join my husband, who was wrapping up his PhD at the time. And at the time when I came in, we were staying at a, this room that I'm staying is bigger than our bed and the bathroom and everything combined. It was a really small place, but it was our place of little beginnings. It was our really little cocoon. It was like what we call in South Africa is what we call a back house or a granny flat. All right, so we stayed there. It was somewhere along Carry Road. That was where we started off, and it was one of the best years of my life because I got to spend some time with my husband. We got to spend time together and all of that. But I digress. Let me go back. 2013 October, I came in, and almost immediately I was eager to just get on with more things. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to do a lot of things, and then I applied to DUT as well, and then I got accepted. And then I applied for a study visa so that I'm not just sitting at home while my husband goes to work, and I can also work and just go out of the house, because I'm really not that kind of person that will just sit and do nothing. Because coming from Nigeria, I was working as a surveying assistant and I was making some money on the side. Okay, as a student, I was working, and anytime I follow my boss to work, I get paid per outing. So I was used to making money, I was used to doing things. And then when I came into South Africa, I applied to go back to school and then, just get more qualifications. So I applied to DUT, I got accepted, and then I applied for a study permit, and that was the genesis of the whole matter. You guys, believe you me, I applied for a study permit in December 2013, and I didn't get a response until somewhere around mid 2014, and it was a denial. And I was really shocked as to why I was denied that visa, because I had supplied everything that I needed, including my acceptance letter from the school, proof of funds and whatnot. We also had to do medical insurance and all of that. We had applied for that, applied for SAQA, gotten all the documents, put it in, and then we applied. And then we got this denial. I'm like, why? And the reason was that there was insufficient funds and we had money in the account. But so I was wondering, why did we get this denial? And then we decided to appeal. Little did I know that was going to be even a longer wait. We appealed the decision in 2014, middle of 2014, and we didn't get a response until about a year after several calls, emails to the Home Office, trying to get answers to why we were being delayed. School has already started. Meanwhile, I'd already started the course, and I was under serious fire because I didn't have a permit. Because after my visa, I had a 1-year visa, and when it expired in 2014, October, the school was like, no, you don't have a permit anymore. You cannot continue to study. You need a study permit. The Home Office is on our own backside, trying to get everybody who's registered here on a study permit. If you don't have a study permit, you can't study. And then that was just the genesis of the whole matter. So like from 2014, I was struggling with permit issues and all of that. And it became very annoying to me at that point because I had already started the course. I had registered and was already in a class. I had gotten some materials and I had paid for the session, and that was where the whole wait started. And before we knew it, it was just years going on after years. 2015 came and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what am I doing with my life? And that was when we now decided, okay, since school isn't happening, let's start a family. Had our first baby, and I still didn't have permit. The fear of being an immigrant in South Africa, especially to be a Nigerian in South Africa without permit, it was a big deal for me at the time. And I felt like, what am I going to do now? Am I going to be living as a fugitive? And then we were advised to get something called a letter of good cause, and we had to go to the Home Affairs Office in Umgeni and go and apply for that. And the queue in Umgeni, my God, the queue there was not funny. Bear in mind that I was heavily pregnant at the time, and the person handling my case file, God bless her, she was this sweet lady to me, and she was like, oh my God, you have no reason to have been denied this visa. I mean, just keep applying. I will try to see what I can do concerning this letter of good cause. And she really helped to push to get that letter of good cause. At the point, she had to tell me, my dear, go and give birth, and then you come back, and then we'll continue this application. You look like you're about to drop this baby in my office. And I had no choice but to listen to her because I was dead heavy. I was 9 months plus, and I was still on these terrible queues in the hot sun, trying to queue for this letter of good cause to get this letter and just get a permit and live my life, really, because I felt really inhibited. I felt small. I felt caged. Like I couldn't do things. I couldn't go out without the fear of being stopped by a policeman and ask for my permit, and then you are deported. What a shame that would be. So I'm like, what exactly am I supposed to do now? So I went, had my baby in a government hospital without papers. I was just praying that, they won't ask me for my visa and all of that. But it was a very difficult time for me. It was a time where I was going through a lot. Number one, I didn't have my family with me. So I was going to nurse this baby on my own because I can't even apply for a visitor's visa for my mom or my mother-in-law to come and help me nurse the baby out. All I was dependent on was friends and church members and my husband, really, because there was really nobody else around. So after a couple of days having my baby, everybody will go and it's just you and your God. And then I nursed I lost our first baby. After then, after a while, and I was strong enough, I decided to go back on my permit hunt. And finally, God just made a way. So sometime in 2016, I got that letter of good cause and I was able to apply for my visa. And when the visa finally came out, that was in 2018. You guys, I was at my wit's end. And at that time, I had gotten the courage to go back to school, apply for another admission letter from DUT to continue the course I had started in 2014. And, at the time, I was almost getting discouraged because the visa I had applied for, I took a step of faith again. The visa I had applied for was not even forthcoming. And I was given an ultimatum to, either bring this visa by so and so date or forget about the admission. And at this time, I had also paid for that session. And I'm like, I'd already done medical insurance, it was just a lot of money that was riding on it. And I remember going on my knees with my husband and we just prayed this prayer saying, God, you're the one who brought us here. You're the one who has led us this far. Just make a way for us. And believe you me, before the ultimatum was up, before those days that I was given was up, my visa came out. My visa was for 3 years. Now, bear in mind, that was 2018. So by the time the visa came out in 2018, unfortunately, the course I was already on was being phased out. And there was nothing I could do. I mean, I had waited for a very long time to get this visa and eventually came, and then the course is being phased out. What am I supposed to do? I felt very angry at the point. I felt very frustrated. I was very withdrawn. In fact, I even went to some level of depression at the time because I just felt very angry. I felt really, really annoyed. I felt frustrated. Frustration was really more of the pain that I was feeling than any other thing. I felt like I was just a housewife, and that wasn't my plan. I never thought I was going to be a housewife. I never thought I would even be that woman who would just always be at home, But I'm grateful for the time I had with my children, I nursed them, I was there for them, I helped them wean from breast milk to food, helping them walk and all of that, potty training for my first child. All of that was good, but I wanted to do more. And in January 2019, I'm like, this year is not going to be like every other year. That's why the fact that I cannot go back to school because the course has been phased out and I didn't want to start afresh, like go for an undergraduate course. I felt like time was just gone and, let me just look for something I can do that will really, really boost me or just help me. And then I just got sucked into YouTube. And then I started to nurse the idea of starting a YouTube channel. I started to fiddle with my phone, started to record myself. I felt awkward at first, but then I started to build my confidence. I'm like, okay, since this route is not working, let me try this other one. And so in October 2019, I started this channel. And at that time, my baby was just 6 months. And once the channel started to gain momentum, especially when I started creating content on South Africa, and mind you, before then, I had to deal with a lot of internal anger. I had to deal with a lot of, frustration and depression that was already building in. I had to deal with a lot of things that was bothering me on the inside. And as soon as I started to, look on the outside and look at the positive things and just embrace South Africa as a country, it's not South Africa's fault that I'm in their country, Abby. I had to go through a healing phase, and as soon as I passed through that stage and I was able to talk about South Africa and not feel that anger, feel that resentment as to, the delay that caused all of this hold up that just caused my life to just be one kind, as soon as I dealt with all of that and I was back in, into myself, I started creating content about South Africa and my channel really started to pick up. I started to get a lot of engagement, positive comments and feedback. And people were really talking about how positive I'm being. I'm like, you guys don't know what I've been through. I really, really, really struggled before I got to this point. But you guys, every once in a while, this thought of what am I going to do now? Am I just going to be a YouTuber for life? Especially when I made my video on my get to know me video and you guys got to know that I studied surveying. There was a particular comment that really got to me at the time. I know this lady meant it as a good comment. She meant it like, oh, why don't you go out and get a job? I'm like, auntie, There is no job. We've been looking, we've been searching. And at the time, I'm like, I can't just go on like this, because every job I had applied to as a survey technician or an assistant survey technician, I would get, rejection. Sometimes I don't even hear anything from most of them. I don't hear anything. And I'm like, this can't go on for too long. By 2021, you guys, my visa was going to expire. All the thoughts and emotions, everything just came crashing in. And as of 2020, I started to nurse the idea of moving out of South Africa. And it was me that was really pushing at the time, because I felt like, what am I doing in this country? Like, what exactly am I going to show for all these years and years that I've spent in this country? And so I started to Google and research and, just find out about countries that I could move to at the time. And then I started to push for Canada, and nothing happened. In fact, when I got my husband interested in the whole Canada movement, my husband was like, now he had a good job, he was doing very well, and we could feed properly on his, salary, we could live fine, we were comfortable. But the fact that I wasn't working was a concern to him as well, because he felt like he didn't think that he married a housewife, and nobody wants to be that liability. If you want to buy the smallest things, something as little as your sanitary pads every month, you put it in your monthly budget. Why? So things like that just really used to really agitate me. Like small things like that, I would feel like really, really small, really little. Like I didn't have my own money. I was depending on my husband for, stipends here and there. And that wasn't what I wanted. That wasn't the life I thought or I imagined for myself. And so by the end of 2020, we had started to pray about, where we're going to, and, the next plan for our life. So we prayed 2021, January 2021, that was where the clear vision for UK came. And that was when we started moving, making plans, finding out things, getting ourselves ready for this move. And at the time, the devil was reminding me that, Omotola, 2021 May, your visa is expiring. And all of the frustration, all the anxiety, all the headache, all the mood swings, everything came back in a rush, because I knew that May 2021, my visa was expiring. And my PR that I had applied for in 2018, since men and brethren, did you hear me? I said 2018. I applied for PR in 2018, and I did not hear PIM. I didn't hear a word, because as soon as my visa came out in 2018, I applied for PR on my husband's PR. Like I applied through the spousal route for my PR, and from 2018 to 2021, you guys, I did not hear a thing, despite the calls, the emails, the messages. It was to the point where I felt like I was being punished, or, there was just frustration for immigrants to get visas and get papers to stay in the country. I just felt like, things were just not working properly. I felt like, things were just made to frustrate foreigners, and I couldn't understand it. Honestly, till now, I can honestly say that I still do not understand why. The point where I knew that God was involved in this whole matter was when my husband applied for his visa here to the UK. By the time he was applying, I still didn't have any visa. We remember the prayer we prayed in 2018, and then we went on our knees and we told God, God, you are the one who has given us this word in the beginning of 2021 that, this is where you're going. This is where I'm taking you to. And we heard you. It's not like we moved on our own. You are the one who gave us this vision. You are the one who has made this journey smooth up until this point. We need visas. We need to get out of here. I need my visa. Like, I was the only one who didn't have a visa. My children had visas. My husband had his PR. I didn't have a visa. Like, what will I use to apply to leave this country, for God's sake? God came through again. Like, it happened almost immediately. Like, we prayed, and a couple of days later, like, I think we had a fast as a family, and a couple of days after the fast, we just got a message saying that my visa was ready for collection. I applied for the PR in 2018. When I didn't get it and it was approaching towards 2021, I applied in 2020 for my visa to be renewed. God made that visa available. I went to pick up my visa on a Wednesday, and I literally danced out of VFS office in Dublin. I danced out when I got my visa. I danced to the car. Said, thank you, Jesus. I can finally go. Like, I can go. Like, the joy that I felt, like, I was so happy. My husband was looking at me like, why are you dancing in public? I'm like, I really don't care. You guys, you will not believe, exactly a week afterwards, my PR came out. And I'm wondering, like, God, is this how you work? You know, you're actually praying. You are believing God for the best. But then when it happens, I got two visas in a week. Like, I got my visa in a week, and then I got my PR the next week, exactly on the same day, on a Wednesday. And I'm like, wow, wow. Now, eventually, I applied for my visa with the family. I showed you that video for when we're coming to the UK. And, you know, in 3 weeks, the decision was made. We planned to come in, but the whole COVID movement and everything, but you know, we had to go back to Nigeria. We didn't plan for that. But God was faithful in the end. This is us here in the UK. This is what, 8 months afterwards. God has just been faithful. And, you know, I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful for all the ups and downs. But looking back, South Africa was really a huge stepping stone. Despite the hurdles, despite all the disappointments, despite all the quote and unquote wasted years. I'm grateful for the time that we spent in South Africa. I'm grateful for the lifetime friends that we made. I'm grateful for the experience that, you know, I had, even though I didn't explore. That's like my one big regret. I didn't really explore South Africa like I should, but that was because I had fears. Like, I didn't want to be stopped and asked, where's your permit? Because I really didn't have permit for the better part of my stay there. So it kind of kept me caged. I didn't feel like I should be moving around much. But yeah, I'm grateful to God. You guys, the reason why I left South Africa is as simple as, let me just summarize. The reason why I left South Africa was because I can't just be sitting at home when I know I can work. Like, even the Bible says it, that if you don't work, you should not eat. This is the situation with almost everybody I know in South Africa. If the husband is working, the wife is sitting at home. If the wife is working, the husband is sitting at home or doing a menial job. You know, why does it have to be like that? I really don't get it. It's like there's a frustration for foreigners that has just been there. Like, why? Why can't we work? We're going to be contributing to the labor force. We're going to be paying more tax. I mean, why can't foreigners work? You know, and really, you can't even really blame them because the jobs, they're done jobs. Like the small jobs that are available, they are reserved for their people. And you can't blame them. Go to your country too now, Abby, or you go somewhere else. And that was exactly what we did. So, you guys, I have no regrets. I'm grateful for my time in South Africa, but I felt like our mission was accomplished. All good things must come to an end, as they say. Yeah, so that is the reason why I left South Africa. You guys, I hope this video answers your question. If you have further questions, please do well to leave them in the comment section. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.